Um,
You need company for that?
Not just your company. I needed you, V. Been thinking about that Us Cracks fiasco lately. About how you helped me. A lot.
you're welcome. I'm happy to help.
You shake things up, V. Make me feel... I mean, before you came along, I was stuck in the mud. Scared of my own shadow, even.
And now?
Got me thinking about a new song. A new album, even. Real fucking thrasher with a new soul. Like everything from now on. Had what I think folks call an epiphany.
Well, good for you. Epiphany sounds more like maturity. We'll see how that works for you, out for you. Yeah, no, actually, this is really what V would say. Epiphany? Sounds more like maturity to me.
Could just be what folks call maturity.
You'll see. No more mayhem. No more shady-ass schemes.
Good.
Done with that.
Oh, good. Thank you, Kerry. Thank you.
Well,
Good.
starting tomorrow.
Okay. What are you trying to say there, Kerry? What kind of schemes are you thinking? I do believe him when he says he's planning on putting all of that behind him and become a lot more mature. I do. Johnny's just over there. Kerry, you're... Okay, I was like, Kerry, are you done? You're still strumming.
All right. Now for a breath of freedom.
Oh no, that beautiful... Oh, whoa, dude. Watch where you're
Gonna
swinging that
fucking
thing.
help me? Or just stand there like a gonk?
Have you lost your mind? Again, this is a rival mance. This is a total rival mance.
Jesus, Kerry, that's Eddie's down the drain.
Yeah.
Hit
This
the
is...
nail on the head.
I have to... I'm pretty
Think
much
this
in
is
his
my
anchor.
boat?
Whose the fuck is it?
Oh, did you
That
steal
head
this boat?
motherfucker, LB Kovacek.
Who?
Kovacek.
You
That Kovacek.
you did steal this boat?
Never
Oh,
got a chance to properly thank him for the Us Cracks shit and a few other things.
oh, I see. I get it now. Okay.
Do something
Um.
and smash it. This one's on LB.
Okay, this just went from romantic to not quite so. I think I'll
We'll
sit
never
this one
change,
out.
Kerry.
I think I'll sit
What's
this.
the problem? Come on, let's fuck shit up.
I'm
gonna
good.
sit this one out.
I'm sitting this
Got
one
a
out.
steel rod up your ass, you know that?
Quit
Well-
being such a goody fucking two-shoes. Carrie needs this. Hell, you need this too, V.
Nah, that's
I
okay.
can feel it.
No, the answer is no. No, Johnny, you don't know me at all. You've pretty much proven numerous times this entire playthrough that you don't know my V at all.
The answer's no. Haven't completely lost it yet.
Yeah. Like, I get that Carrie's mad, and maybe that's what he meant by, I'm gonna turn a new leaf tomorrow. So I'm holding him to that. But, yeah, the maturity is, I guess, gonna happen tomorrow.
Give me a hand with this motherfucker!
Now, are you forcing me into this? Really? Carrie, come on. And I mean, goody two-shoes, I'm not a goody two-shoes. Did you see me run over that citizen just now and have the police after me? Now, granted, I didn't do that on purpose, but... I feel like... Yeah, Johnny, you don't know me at all. And I think that stealing the ship and then just trashing it's a bit petty. And I don't know. Again, V's not a huge fan of petty, but I think he's starting to like at least come to expect this from Kerry. It's par for the course. All right, fine. All right, that's fine. I don't have a choice. Whoa. Hello. Hello. Yeah, this'll stop him. This is V's way of stopping him, hopefully. Uh-oh. Okay, Carrie's got some moves. Carrie's got some moves. Oh. Oh, I see where his hands are going. Wow. Whoa, V is going for it. Wow. Uh-oh. Oh no, I see where this is going. Yeah, he's definitely a rocker. Yikes. And the whole... Oh man. The whole boat is burning behind them. Okay. I guess just this once. It is definitely unlike... an experience unlike any other, I'm sure. Oh, I haven't actually swum at all in this game. Swim to the shore. Well, that was... Okay, I have to admit that was creative. The way that they made love, or... Yeah, the way that they did the thing was, I will admit, very, very clever and creative. And hot. Like, literally hot. Kerry is definitely eccentric, that's for sure.
I think I ought to start using my own pool more often.
All right.
Come here, kid.
Beautiful,
Just
isn't it? What if
hold your
it
breath
doesn't
a
blow?
little ways.
So many ideas
Breathe
gonna go
something
under.
real.
I don't think it's beautiful. I was a little like disappointed by that, but what if it doesn't blow? So many eddies are gonna go under.
Pour money down the drain. Given the base of sewer, we almost literally did just that.
Will you fucking stop harping on about the eddies? Besides, what's the matter to you? It's not like that's your cash burning.
Well, Kerry, you're just gonna have to accept it.
Stealing ladies. Become a black market C6. What do you think? Whoa! Never mind.
There she goes. Cream way to settle score. How's it feel living an edge? So you got what you wanted. What
Got what
now?
we wanted. What now?
Nothing. And shit, that is fine with me. For these precious few minutes, I simply get to feel good.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Thanks, V.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, romantic as fuck. Fuck doing things by the Night City book. You and me, we deserve a round two. What do you say?
If it'll stop you from blowing up that boat even further, then yeah, pencil me in. That was a one-off. Yeah.
Pencil me in. No counting rounds.
Let's get out of here before the wind flips and we get flooded by that stench. Need a ride?
I'll be all right. Nah, of course, sure.
Of course
Why
I
not?
do.
Let's go.
Come on, then.
Let's go. To bad decisions. Oh boy, that achievement unlocked. Boat drinks. Well, there we go. I feel like that completed the Kerry same gender male same gender romance in Cyberpunk. I have a feeling there'll be more content in, like, as we get to the end game, possibly, because I mean it might be very much like Mass Effect. So yeah, that's my guess. So before I continue, I think I should probably pause now and share my thoughts now that we've experienced the gay romance in Cyberpunk. So I'm gonna say I thought it was fine. It started off from, if you remember from what I said earlier, in the last quest that we had with Kerry up on the balcony. I felt it started off pretty weak, and it left much to be desired for me at the beginning, especially when you compared the beginning of the individual story arcs for River and Judy and Panam. I felt that of the four romanceable characters, Carrie's first half, and honestly, I would probably say 2/3. Carrie's 2/3 of his romance, I guess, quests, or just personal quests, were the weakest out of the four. I don't think they were awful and terrible because, like I said, there were some really, I like the little elements with reuniting the band. And in a vacuum, I would have thought it was fine in a vacuum, but the problem is, again, just comparing it to the friendship, that V had with the other three characters, I just felt that Kerry Eurodyne's storyline just didn't match up as well. I think that the last third managed to scrounge up and rescue it a little bit. I think that definitely the balcony scene was probably the strongest and probably my favorite scene in his arc. Plus, the stuff on the yacht and like just the romantic part with him with the yacht, sailing and him serenading us, that was cute. And the love scene itself, the actual sex scene, I thought was very creative and very spicy and very Kerry Eurodyne, super Kerry Eurodyne. So I thought that was executed well. I think the one thing that was a bit of a turnoff was when Kerry proceeded to just like completely going crazy, destroying the ship, and just it's just not V's style. And again, he doesn't like being pressured into doing things that is just not his. It's just not his style. So I think that I have managed to wrap my head around this is a believable rivalmance for V. Is it going to be a forever relationship? I don't know. I have no idea. There definitely seems to be a lot of challenges that would happen in the relationship if they end up having a long-term relationship. There's definitely will be a lot of friction. But I think that V has shown to be a very good influence on Kerry, and hopefully Kerry will also help V loosen up a little bit, but in a balanced way. I think that the best couples are able to find that perfect balance and just make each other better people overall, cover each other's weaknesses and enhance each other's strengths. That is my hope. But if I were to compare that to a hypothetical gay relationship with River, if River was gay, I 100% believe that, if River was gay, I 100% believe that a relationship between my male V and River would be a lot more successful. That's just the way I see things, because they're not the same person, but they complement each other very well. They bounce off of each other very well. They gel and mesh with each other very well. And I just felt a stronger connection between those two men, a much stronger bond between River and my V versus River and Kerry. So that's a little bit disappointing, obviously, because, if I had my way in an ideal world, I think that V and River would have made an amazing couple, an amazing power couple, and would have been a very amazing, stable relationship. Because, I think just from the sheer fact that that conversation about, whether V wanted to have a family or wanted to have kids, and I feel like that's something that River was looking for too. Like that's the kind of, I see a lot of future. I see a good amount of future with my male V and River. And with Kerry and my V, there's just a lot of question marks and a lot of unknowns. And yeah, you can't predict everything anyway, even with River. But I just feel like I have a lot more confidence, if I was being honest. I have far less confidence in a River Ward and my male V romance versus a Kerry and my V romance. But like I said, I think there was just enough at the end that makes it seem like, okay, I think it's believable for my V to be with Kerry as a rival mance, and I mean, hopefully they will ultimately be able to work out, and if not, then who knows. So this brings me to the big elephant in the room, which is what do I feel about having only one straight female, one straight male, one gay male, and gay female? Obviously, I think that decision is very limiting. Obviously, that's a fact. That's not being subjective. That's totally a fact. It's more limiting. There's fewer options for each person when you do it that way. I think that the biggest argument that people have the biggest argument people have against making all of the characters bisexual or pansexual or V-sexual or just whatever, like being able to be available no matter what gender your V is. I think an argument for that is realism. Is like how realistic that would be. Never mind the fact that, there's so many elements of this game where you kind of have to, suspend disbelief, even with the futuristic genre. Because there's a lot of things in this game, of course, that could happen in real life in 2077 or at some like distant future or not so distant future. But I don't particularly buy the whole realistic argument, because people tried to make that with the Dragon Age series, and like, okay, that's a series where you've got elves and dwarves and magic and the blood rituals and things like that, and so and you're like talking about the realism of having all of the characters be bisexual. So I mean, yeah, that's just like my feeling. And even if I were to agree with you that is not realistic, again, it's back to the lesser of the two evils. I don't know, because I wasn't a game developer for Cyberpunk 2077, so I don't know what level of effort it would have been for them to just make everybody be bisexual. I don't think that it's as easy as many people think it is, because people are like, oh, well, just, it must be easier because you have to be able to, you just have to, not set a Boolean or not have any code care, what gender V is. You just don't add that check-in. I feel like there's more to it than that, beyond just making sure that the voice recordings are available for both characters. But I would like to think that it's something that they could have done. They still could have managed to do it and still could have done it. And I think that when there is a situation where you can either choose to be more realistic versus provide more options for players, I feel like it's a no-brainer that providing more options to more players is far less of an evil than making things more realistic, than limiting the options and making things more realistic. Because everybody has different tastes. people, like different things and want different things from a relationship, and just being able to give more than one option um, increases, you know, in this case, if they gave us both River and if they gave us River and, you know, um, and Carrie and Panam and Judy as available to V, that's, twice as many options if you're, if you're only interested in one sex, or four times as many options if you're able to be interested in both genders or agenders or whatever. That I just feel like is just better. It's just better. And sure, people might complain about the realism, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to be thinking about that or worrying about that or like fussing over that for very long. Whereas something like not being able to romance a character that you really feel that you're connected with on a very deep level, like mine definitely did with River, that is something that lasts way longer. That is an issue that people will have, that many people like myself will have and will last, versus somebody who has an issue with, oh, this is not realistic. I guarantee you that they're not going to think about that for very long at all, because they're going to be too busy being immersed with the rest of the game. Whereas something like this, where the romance is one of my favorite reasons to play a game, it is one of the things it is the thing that I've been looking most forward to in games like Cyberpunk and Dragon Age and Mass Effect. And if it leaves, much to be desired like this, it ends up, affecting my enjoyment of the game overall, unfortunately. So that's the thing. I think that I feel the way that I feel about the romances in Cyberpunk 2077 is the way that I felt about the romances in Dragon Age Origins. Because in many games, I don't want to say most, but I'm guessing probably most games, when they do provide a straight character and a gay character, and I'm talking about males for right now, a straight male character and a gay male character, or bisexual gay male character, more often than not, the straight male character ends up being the Alistair type in Dragon Age Origins, or the River Ward type in this game. And then the gay or bisexual or LGBT male character ends up being the Zevron type, or the Kerry Eurodyne type in Cyberpunk 2077. And that is frustrating for me, because I don't have a problem with Zevron as a romanceable character, or Kerry as a romanceable character. It's just not the ideal character that my characters would end up connecting with, and my characters would end up, most interested in a romance. Because if I was being 100% honest, it feels like my character's settling. My character would settle for Zevron, even though deep in my heart, I believe that my Grey Warden would connect and have a much more meaningful and deep relationship with Alistair. Just like I honestly feel like my V would have a deeper and more meaningful relationship with River Ward. And it's unfortunate that that option is there, simply because, the devs, for whatever reason, chose not to implement it. It could be time. I'd be willing for them to, increase the development period to allow to have all four of these characters available to NAV. Even if it took several more months, I would want that. I mean, and it seems like they probably should have delayed the game several months anyway because of, X, Y, and Z, but we've already talked about that. So, it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. Because my husband, the person that I actually married, is an Alistair and is a River Ward type. At least At least my husband is more of an Alistair versus Zevron, and is more of a River versus Kerry. So I don't have anything against, you know, like the Zevrons and the Kerrys of the world. It just wouldn't be my first like go to, my first ideal choice, especially because again you can see that my V clearly is having some feathers ruffled with Kerry, and it's not always in a good way. It's not always in a good or healthy way. So I am excited though to hopefully be able to experience the River Ward romance with a female, but it's not going to be the same with a male. It just isn't going to be the same, because I don't think that I'll be able to have that same connection through my V. But it is what it is, and I don't know how we can fix that other than a mod. I might go back and like mod the game and allow me to finally like romance River, just like I actually did for Alistair as well, because that was when I really enjoyed Dragon Age Origins to the fullest, like thoroughly, was when I was able to mod my Warden to romance Alistair. That was the most fun. And I feel like, unfortunately, I do love Cyberpunk 2077. At the end of the day, I am going to be very glad I played the game, and I am going to enjoy the game, but I will always feel that my enjoyment could have been better, and that I did not reach the full potential of my enjoyment of Cyberpunk 2077 because I wasn't able to romance my V with a person that I truly felt he deserved to be with, and that I truly felt would have been an amazing match. So thanks guys for listening to all of that. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the Kerry Eurodyne romance. Were you satisfied with it? Did you like him? Would you be interested in having your male V romance him? Or do you find yourself favoring romancing your V with River or Judy or Pan Am? I'm just curious how you guys think. But anyway, thank you guys again so much, and until next time, everybody, love yourselves and love each other.